What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, I'm very excited. I thought that I was out of spoilers for Wave 3. I didn't think I had any new cards to show you. But then I got a very lovely email today saying, hey, would you mind showing these cards for us? And I went, no. That sounds delightful. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to a wonderful card today. It's Energy Pack, and unless I've missed something, we have got a completely unique thing here, because this raises your health. I know, right? I don't think we've had anything that does this before, though if I am wrong, of course, comment section. So, Energy Pack then, it's got an orange icon, so if you're attacking, yay! If you're defending, boo! It is an upgrade utility, and it reads, put only on characters that have 11 stars or more. The upgraded character has +4 health. Ladies and gentlemen, this is extremely exciting to me, because you actually get to raise your health here. And let's not forget, straight off the bat, that we've got a character that costs more than 11 stars, that has 2 utility slots. It's Dreadwing. If you go and drop this on a Dreadwing, which is a 16-star character, you can actually drop 2 of them on there, and Dreadwing's health goes from 24 to 28 to 32. Ladies and gentlemen, that is frankly absolutely ludicrous. Now, I was going to give you a complete list of every character that costs 11 stars or more, and then I sat down and made a list, and it turns out we had 9 in Wave 1, 9 in Wave 2, we've had 3 so far revealed for Wave 3, that makes 21, plus Metroplex, plus all of the combiners. We don't need a video that long, so instead I'm going to cherry pick some of my favourites that we can go ahead and use with this. And essentially, this is just a utility that makes the big boys bigger. Do we want to make the big boys bigger? I kind of like the idea of it. And one of my favourite things about this is that this goes in your utility slot. Because generally speaking, when we want to give a bit more survivability to our Transformers, we go armour. So something like Force Field, for instance, it's an armour. And it guarantees that you don't take more than 4 damage. So you whack a force field on there, and then you've got a bit of protection, but now you can put an energy pack on there as well, and now you just got so much protection, because you're only taking 4 damage per attack, and you've got an extra 4 health. To put it another way, this gives you an extra force field worth of health. This allows you to whack a force field on, take an attack, and have your opponent being no closer to KOing you. Now, to be fair, you can only put 1 upgrade on per turn. Now, we've got plenty of ways like new designs, for instance, which will allow you to play an extra upgrade, or Megatron Arrogant Ruler from Wave 2, which when you flip it into Alt Mode will let you attach an extra upgrade. But generally speaking, you can only put 1 of them on. But the fact that you can have an armor here to give yourself a bit more survivability, and then whack this on to increase your max health, bearing in mind it's going to be a big character that's likely to have a high HP anyway, and you've got the potential here to get some really tanky Pokemon. I mean, if you want to play this in a blue deck, where you're really relying on defending, this is going to really help. Incidentally, that's the reason why it has an orange icon, because if it had a blue icon, it would just be over the top good in defensive decks. As it is, it's good, but it essentially takes away a blue icon while giving you extra health. And the thing to remember is that increasing your health is not necessarily the same as just increasing your defense. Because you see, there are 2 ways your opponent has to damage you where they can just ignore what your defense is entirely. We've got what I call cheeky damage. We're looking at cards like Zap. You play Zap, you do a damage. Doesn't matter what your defense is, Zap is going to do a damage regardless. Extra health means that you survive that more easily, extra defense doesn't. We've also got Pierce. So take a character like, hey, we used Megatron earlier, let's use Megatron again. Let's use Megatron Decepticon Leader, which has Pierce 3 in bot mode. Pierce guarantees that you do damage equal to your Pierce or attack, whichever is lower. Now, if you've got a giant defense, this is going to ignore that and just do free damage. Whereas if you've got an energy pack on, they're still going to do the free damage, except you've got 4 extra health, so they're still 1 further away from going about and getting a KO. That is the significance of increasing your health here. Your opponent has ways of going around your extra defense, but adding to your health really mitigates that. Now, there is an interesting interaction here, and we've seen this in other card games, but we haven't seen it in the Transformers trading card game yet. And followers of mine that played a Pokemon trading card game, and I know there are a few of you out there, will recognize the Fighting Fury Belt Field Blower combination, because that's exactly what we're looking at here. Let me explain for those of you that don't play Pokemon. This increases your maximum health. So let's take... look, we've talked about 2 Megatrons so far. Let's just keep this Megatron train going. Let's talk about the biggest, baddest Megatron we've had so far. Megatron Living Weapon, which incidentally is a 13 cost character, which means that it can actually use it. Because as much as I love the other Megatron, none of them have 11 stars or more. So you're sitting there, you're rocking along, you've got a health of 14. You play this, your health goes up to 18. So if your opponent does 16 damage, you are not KO'd. You would be KO'd, but all of a sudden you've got an energy pack on, so you survive. During your opponent's next turn, they drop Vaporize. And Vaporize, and there are a bunch of other cards, but let's just use Vaporize as an example. Vaporize removes an upgrade. And if they use Vaporize to take the energy pack off of Megatron, then all of a sudden, Megatron's health goes from 18 down to 14, but you've still got 16 damage on, so Megatron gets KO'd in the middle of a turn without you actually having to attack. And that is one of the downsides of Energy Pack. It's got to be played quite nicely. You've got to really pay attention to this, because it does open your opponent to be able to KO a character in the middle of their turn. Let's say you've got Megatron Living Weapon, and then let's say you've got Megatron Arrogant Ruler, but it's tapped. And it's your opponent's turn, and they've got 2 untapped characters. What they can do here is drop a Vaporize, Megatron Living Weapon gets KO'd. Oh, you've only got 1 character and it's tapped. So now on my turn I get to attack with both my characters into Megatron Arrogant Ruler, and I might be able to take a KO and win the game. It is a risk you take with Energy Pack. It does open you up to mid-turn KOs. Please bear that in mind. So that's the card and what I think about it and some of the interactions. In terms of characters you can play with this, you've got to take a look at Autobot Cosmos. Autobot Cosmos has a health of 21 to begin with, so whacking this on and giving it a health of 25 gets into fairly ludicrous territory. I like that one quite a lot. The second highest health we had in Wave 1 was Nemesis Prime, and Nemesis Prime's already a big bad attacking Pokemon. Health of 16, this goes up to a health of 20, that's pretty good. And while we're talking about big bad attacking Pokemon from Wave 1, worth giving a quick shout out to Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend here, who starts with a health of 14, and then it gets bumped up to 18. In Wave 2 there are a bunch, but I do just want to mention Starscream here. I love Starscream, and most of us do, to be honest. It's a very popular character, it's a very popular card, but it's a very big card. And it's got a health of 15, this will boost it up to 19. And then in Wave 3, we've seen Major Shockwave, who does have a majorly high, I'm going to keep using those puns, I'm not even sorry about it, HP of 17 to begin with. And now you're boosting it up to 21 on a card that's got an attack of 7 and some really nice skills. And then, of course, we need to mention Metroplex. Because the thing is, Metroplex is a great character, but it's also Well, you've got Metroplex, and then you've got his little babies that you deploy from under him, but they're all kind of small and diddy. I'm looking at you, Slammer. And they're just not going to stay around very long. So you kind of need to try and keep Metroplex on the field, and this will boost its health from 35 to 39. That's pretty sweet. And then, of course, you've got the combiners. All of the combiners, by their very nature, have huge health, because they've got the health of all their combined bots. And you've got to mention Volcanicus here, who you would be boosting from a HP of 56 up to an HP of 60. But even that's not the highest, because Optimus Maximus goes from 65 to 69. I think some people are going to have a lot of fun with this card. Now, combiners, it is very interesting, of course, because all of your combining pieces don't generally have 11 stars or more. Now, if we look at Optimus Maximus, we do see that Optimus Prime Gleaming Commander is an 11-star character, but still seems slightly dodgy to me. You might not want to play this just for post-combination. But the fact of the matter is, we've got a lot of characters of 11 stars or more that do see play, that we do like very much indeed, and this only makes them better. Huge thank you and shout out to the lovely folks from the Transformers trading card game for letting me do this spoiler. Consider me extremely grateful and humbled that you would allow me to do so. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to know what you think about this card, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk about games like Transformers and a bunch of others. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.